Suzanne Cory is President of the Australian Academy of Science and she joins us now from Sydney. Good morning. Thanks very much for your time. Why has there been a six-fold increase? Now, 1 in 12 children haven't been fully immunised.
Well, Karina, I think it must be because people are taking immunisation for granted. They're taking for granted that they live in a healthy environment, a healthy society, and they don't fully realise the consequences of not immunising their children, the consequences not only for their own children, but also for society as a whole. Because if we don't have a comprehensive coverage in society, we put at risk children and also frail adults, elderly adults. It's very important that we have a very good coverage in our society against these infectious diseases.
What are some of the claims being put forward by opponents of immunisation?
I think that some people believe that there are negative consequences of immunisation, and I think the science tells us that in fact those claims are not true.
There are claims such as autism as a result of having the measles and rubella vaccines?
That's correct. There was a claim in England some time ago. That claim has been shown to be fraudulent. There is no greater incidence of autism in children who have been vaccinated than those who have not been vaccinated. And I think that this booklet that we have produced at the Australian Academy of Science and released today from some of Australia's most eminent immunologists sets out to describe immunisation, the foundation of it, what a vaccine is, and how vaccines are tested and why they're safe.
But there are some parents who do have genuine concerns about adverse effects of immunisation, but there's fewer people who suffer adverse effects from immunisation than the results of a vast majority or a vast proportion of the population not being immunised.
Indeed, that's correct. The dangers of not immunising your children are far greater than the very, very small risk that some children might suffer an adverse consequence. The dangers of not immunising are far greater.
So why do you think those messages, the immunisation message, is not getting through?
I think, as I said before, that people have become complacent and don't fully understand the consequences to them, their children and the wider society of not protecting their children.
Does it fall back onto GPs as well, and maybe there isn't enough education or checking up on parents to see whether they have immunised their children or not?
I think it's very important that people are fully informed and understand. That's why we produced this booklet to explain immunisation and why it's safe.
When it comes to whooping cough, we've seen certainly a recent outbreak in WA. Do you see that as a result of the anti-immunisation campaign as partly being responsible?
I do believe these pockets of outbreaks can be traced to pockets in society where immunisation is not at a high enough level.
So what's your message to parents?
My message is read, understand the science behind immunisation, understand the long history, understand why vaccines are tested very carefully, and understand before you make this decision the consequences of not immunising.
Suzanne, Cory, thanks very much for your time this morning.
Thank you.